Today I effed up by breaking up with my perfect girlfriend and ruining my own life. The timing was really SHT all around. I realized I didn't want to get married around the time of our 6-year anniversary. I had been trying to think of the best way to tell her, but it always seemed like a bad time. Kelly had made dinner reservations at a nice restaurant for us on the night of the anniversary, and I figured that it might be the best time for me to drop some heavy news on her. At first, I decided I was going to wait till after dinner so as not to spoil her night, but then I ended up having one too many glasses of wine at the restaurant, and I guess everything just came out. We had been having a lovely time, Kelly looked gorgeous, and even though we had been together for 6 years our spark never died, and we always had a good time together. We were both laughing together over something she said when we finally had a quick moment of silence where Kelly was wiping happy tears from her eyes. I thought this might be the best moment, and I told her as much as I loved her, there was something important we needed to talk about. I admit, I didn't get right to the point, I was nervous and a bit intoxicated, so I rambled for a bit about nothing in particular before Kelly asked me to please get to the point. I just came out and told her that I had thought about what she had said about marriage, and I had come to the conclusion that I wasn't actually ready. It was incredibly painful to watch her face fall. It was like I had stabbed her in the chest with the butter knife. She looked down at the table, and just asked me why in a quiet voice. I wish I had drank less, because I feel like I wasn't explaining myself as well as I could have. I should have focused more on my own freedom, but instead, I ended up talking to her mostly about other women. I told her that I wasn't ready to give up my chances with other women when I was still in my prime, and even though I loved her, I missed the single life. I know it sounds awful, but I was doing my best to communicate honestly with how intoxicated I was. She looked like she was trying her hardest to fight back tears, and she asked me what about her specifically wasn't enough for me. I don't know why I even answered the question, I was acting like such an A. I told her that I still wanted to explore sexually, and it wasn't anything she could do differently, I just wanted to try different women still. After I said that, Kelly cleared her throat and threw some cash on the table. At this point, a single tear had made it down her cheek, and she looked up at me and said she wouldn't stand in my way if that's what I wanted. Then she just stood up and walked right out of the restaurant. I'll be honest, I know I hadn't gone about the conversation in the best way, but I was still annoyed that she stormed out like that and just abandoned me alone in there. She had driven, and I was left to call my own Uber home. My ride took forever, and by the time I got home, Kelly was nowhere to be found. I checked her location and saw she was at a nearby hotel. Whatever, I figured she was just being a bit emotional. I texted her that I was sorry about tonight, but she could call me tomorrow morning once she was done being dramatic. I went to sleep that night, knowing I had screwed up a bit, but totally ignorant of how drastically my entire life was about to unravel.